Oh, Harris.
I was going to ask you to ride out with me, but, I see you're busy.
Just doing the rounds. Ride out where?
Going out to meet Sam Barrett. Thought I'd ride in with him.
Sam Barrett?
A newspaper man. Finest in the West.
Oh, I thought you were, Harris.
I've been writing about him for a week. Don't you read my...
You go on ahead. I better stay around here. I got some things to do.
Sure. I'll see you later.
Oh, when he gets settled in, I'd like to meet him.
Welcome to Tombstone, Sam.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Sam Barrett, a newspaperman from Denver, had been welcomed to Tombstone by a committee of one. A gunman who had shot and killed him on the road a few miles out of town.
Pete!
Barrett. Where'd you find him?
Outside of town a few miles. I saw it, Clay.
You saw who killed him?
Vic Reel.
The man who works for Douglas Jason. Pete, get our horses. You and I are going to ride out to Jason's place. Where have you been? Don't talk to me like a 2-year-old, Jason. Talk? I'll kill you if you do it again. Where have you been? I've been out, riding around. Where have you been riding? Denver. I rode to Denver and I told the marshal that the Taylor gang's in Tombstone. I told him all that money from those train robberies is buried right here on the ranch. I told him because I want to hang. Get back to the barn and go to work. Wait a minute. What's Jess doing coming back here? How do I know?
The man ambushed riding into town. That newspaper editor saw the whole thing. He was there.
Nobody was there. He's lying. You did it. You got the law on us. You made 4 years count for nothing. Get down off that horse, Jess. Get down! Get down, Jess. Come on, get inside. Move.
So now I've gotten me some orders to give Jason. You too, Jesse, and that goes for the rest of the boys.
You better give them fast, Vic. That sheriff is going to come riding in here any minute now.
And you're going to take care of him for me.
I am?
Yeah, you are. Just like my brother took care of you. He sat in that jail, and he waited, and he hanged, and he didn't talk.
Your brother didn't take any chance that I didn't, or that you or Jess here didn't.
Well, like I said, he didn't talk, and he could have.
We would have helped him, if we could have.
We didn't hang him, Vic.
I know you didn't. Sam Barrett did. Sam Barrett, the Denver newspaper man. You remember him, don't you? Ah, he did some fine, fancy preaching in that newspaper of his, didn't he? Ben's life or innocent lives lost in a Taylor gang robberies. In case you forgot, the people listened to him, and they hanged Ben.
So you had to kill Sam Barrett. No matter what it cost us. All of us.
It wasn't supposed to cost nothing, Jason. I didn't plan on nobody seeing it happen.
They're here now, the sheriff and the deputy.
Now, you listen to me close, Jason. You too, Jesse. You get that newspaper man, you hear? Ain't gonna be no proof without no witness. Now, I'm gonna go with the sheriff for 2 days. 2 days. And then I start talking. I tell all I know about the Taylor gang.
None of us could afford that. Put the gun away. You'll be out before 2 days.
Mr. Jason,
Sheriff Hollister.
I want to talk to your man here.
To Vic?
To Vic. You're under arrest. The charge is murder. Sam Barrett.
Well, you must be joking, Sheriff.
Barrett was ambushed on his way into town. There was a witness. He saw you.
Now, wait a minute. Who's Sam Barrett?
Just a man. Let's go.
Sheriff, Vic has worked for me ever since I've been in the territory. He's a good man. You're wrong.
We'll find out at the trial. Now, Mr. Jason, I don't know you very well, but I probably will before this is over. You can be very helpful if you want to.
I don't like it, Jason.
Oh, we'll get him out, Jess. We'll get him out, as you'll wish he were back in. Vic Real is a dead man, any way you look at it.
You're gonna hang, Real.
For what?
I don't know why you did it, but you'll hang.
You're out of your mind, newsman. You trying to sell a few papers, you better look for something else.
Hey, you dirty!
Tell him to get his hands off me, Hollister. Tell him!
Pete.
Your aim's still good.
Huh?
I asked whether your aim was still good.
Yeah, that's still good.
All right. And get that newsman. We have to do as our friend Vic says.
But why me? Why not Red or...
Because I said you.
So it started all over again, huh? I don't like it. 4 years now and no trouble. And now it's starting all over again.
This is the last. So your aim is still good, huh?
When, Jason?
Tonight. seems meaningless, Harris, but everything has to have a reason.
Then what is it? There was no robbery committed, and Sam Barrett didn't have any enemies. At least not out here.
There was a motive. There had to be. This wasn't just a thrill killing. If Reel had wanted that, he would have found something in Tombstone. He didn't need Barrett for that.
Then why Sam?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
Anything I can do to help, Clay?
No, you just get your paper out. Something will show up. For all these telegrams we've sent out, something's got to happen.
We could use a little luck.
Yeah, that's generally what we get. A very little.
March 8, 1886, early morning. Douglas Jason's plan of murder had failed. Vic Reel was still lodged in the Tombstone jail, and Clay Hollister was taking every precaution to see that he remained there until he stood trial for the killing of Sam Barrett.
Jason has 3 or 4 other men beside Reel. You know anything about them?
Yeah, but no more than you do, only by sight.
Well, that does it. All the flyers over 4 years old. Nothing there.
Why all of a sudden interest in Doug Jason and his men?
Reel has no other associations in Tombstone except them. Now, he kills a man. And somebody takes a pot shot at the only witness who can identify him as a murderer. He's important to somebody. When I find out more about his past, I'll know who.
You think Jason could be involved?
Well, anything is possible. What do we know about him?
Not very much. Came to Tombstone 4 years ago, before either one of us did.
And nobody from town has ever been out to his ranch. All the men he hired are supposedly from different parts of the country, and they never come into town, so we don't know anything about them.
Yeah. Well, I've wired every news source I have.
Yeah, and all my official ones. You know, Harris, this is something more than just a senseless murder.
How's the shoulder?
Gonna live, Pete.
Thanks. No replies at the telegraph office yet.
Old Jake's been doing more sending than he did when the governor was here.
He wants to know when you sleep.
Don't remind me.
You know, Axe's food hasn't gotten a bit better.
Boy, you sure are hard to please. You should feel yourself lucky that you're here to eat it at all. Listen to me. I got an idea.
What's that, Clay?
I got a hunch I know who's behind this. I think I can force him to make a move. One last time, Reel. Why'd you kill Barrett? You answer, you're gonna save a lot of bloodshed.
You don't make good sense, Sheriff.
Look, boy, it's all over for you. You're gonna stand trial tomorrow, and you'll take what punishment the judge and jury decide is right for you. But you got a chance to do a decent thing. Maybe even save a life.
You get out of here, Sheriff. I don't have to talk to you about nothing. You think you get it all figured out, haven't you? Well, there you go. Be surprised.
You're the one who's gonna be surprised. I have got it figured out.
Vic Reel had refused to talk, and Clay Hollister, in an effort to uncover the motive behind the killing of Sam Barrett, decided on a plan of action. Douglas Jason was to be the starting point.
It's a fine-looking cattle, Jason. Ought to bring a good price. Must be money in ranching. I decided I'm going to get myself one.
Why not? You figuring on grabbing your share and leaving?
Yep.
Well, it's time for it. Where are you heading?
Mexico?
There's just one more thing to be done. Vic. He'll be out soon. Why don't you take him with you? Long, hard ride to Mexico? Anything could happen on the way.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I took care of that newspaper man. That's it. That was the last. I got money now. I'm like you. I'm gonna live right.
After you take care of Vic. Nobody else leaves the ranch, not yet. Nothing unusual is gonna happen. Everything stays just the same.
What do I get out of it?
What we all get. No more trouble. A ranch in Mexico.
All right. But I swear this is the last. What does he want?
Who?
The sheriff.
Back to work.
Mr. Jason,
Oh, Sheriff.
one of your men told me you were out here in the barn.
What can I do for you?
Reel's trial starts tomorrow. We have a lot of questions we'd like to ask you. I told you could be very helpful.
Tomorrow?
Yes, the circuit judge rides in the morning, and Reel will be the first order of business. You see, somebody's trying to stop this trial before it gets started. So I figure the sooner the better.
Who's trying to stop it?
I don't know, but somebody took a pot shot at my witness last night. Luckily, he wasn't killed.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you, Sheriff. Vic has only worked for me a couple of years.
4. 4 years.
Yes, about. I mind my own business. I don't know much about Vic, but what he does is really his own affair.
Well, be at the trial anyway, 11 o'clock.
Oh, I'll be there. I don't like trouble, Sheriff.
Neither do I. So there's not going to be any. I have my witness in protective custody, and I'm riding out this afternoon to see the judge safely into town. See you tomorrow.
I asked Red to round you up fast for a reason. The Taylor gang has one last job to do.
Wait a minute, Jason. You never told us that.
Shut up and listen, Red.
The man who saw Reel kill Sam Barrett is still alive. He was only wounded. Sheriff has him in jail in protective custody.
Then let Jess go back and do it right. Why should we stick our necks out?
Shut up and listen. Reel goes on trial tomorrow. Sheriff is riding out to meet the judge this afternoon. He won't be back till tomorrow morning. You all know what'll happen if that trial ever gets started. Because once they start asking questions, they'll never stop.
Then let's clear out now. Let's split the money and go.
No. They'd know then for sure. They got us all identified. There'd be no more hiding out. We gotta do it, Red.
Do what?
You'll keep your mouth shut and listen, I'll tell you. We get the witness and Vic and anybody else in that jail that can identify us.
They'll know we did it.
How? They'll have nothing to go on, Red. This is going to be very good, like a citizens committee, all worked up by this newsman's editorials. The citizens will simply be taking justice into their own hands. The editor will get killed accidentally. I don't want a lot of stuff in the newspapers every day about why did this happen and who's behind it.
Who takes care of Vic?
We all do.
How?
We hang him. right in his own cell, just as a good citizens committee would do.
We're all set here. How about it? You still think it'll work?
Oh, I sure hope so. Pete?
Yeah.
Come on in here a minute, will you? Harris, I'll bet my last dollar that Barrett's killing is going to uncover something real big.
Yeah, Clay.
I want to go over this just one more time. Now, remember, the main thing is for you not to make a move until I do.
Dawn, March 9, 1886.
Jason! Tell your men to drop their guns. You're surrounded. I've got you in a crossfire. Drop your pistol.
Captures Taylor gang.
Couldn't be much bigger, could it?
Now what? Say, how's her shoulder?
Oh, fine. You know, the Taylor gang was one of the most notorious train robbery crews in the West. And they say it was Sam Barrett's newspaper crusade that made him stop. I only wish he could have known this.
Well, maybe he does.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
How's business been tonight?
I'm glad we don't have to depend on this for a living.
What do you mean I've held up? I just found myself a silver mine worth millions, and I'm going to celebrate proud.
I'll take care of it.
Now hand me one of them bottles. Now, that's fancy.
Give me the gun, Hal. Come on, hand it over.
I was just joking, Lily.
I know.
I'll take him to the sheriff.
He's gonna get some sleep.
I'm not finished celebrating.
You better watch out. The celebrating will finish you. Come on.
You mad at me, Lily?
No.
Still partners?
That was the agreement when I grub staked you.
And you're just as rich as I am. Why don't the two of us have just a tiny little... No.
No. You better get some sleep. Now, good night.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. June 4, 1884. The killing of miner Hal Swanson led to an immediate investigation by Clay Hollister, who had long suspected the person and motive behind such killings. In an effort to gain proof, he formulated a daring plan of action.
Vic? Here's that note for Tulsa Jack. You won't have any trouble finding him. He'll be in Skeleton Canyon working his diggings. After that, you better ride on fast. We expect to be in Tucson by Wednesday.
Where's your deputy headed?
Trial in Tucson?
Oh. I thought maybe you had a lead on the Hal Swanson killing.
Maybe I have.
Hey, wait a second.
What's the story? Well, you can tell your readers that I expect to arrest Swanson's murderer in the near future.
I always have that set up. No kidding. Have you really got a lead?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't like where it leads.
Well?
Harris, who would you say is the most popular, best-liked woman in Tombstone?
Nellie Cashman.
No, I mean outside of Nellie.
Well, Lily Murdoch, I guess.
That's right.
Well, what's that got to do with... Lily Murdoch? You're not serious.
I checked the records at the courthouse and the claims office last night. In the last 3 months, 4 miners have been killed and 2 others have disappeared. And all of them either grub-staked by Lily or with a will made out in her benefit.
Clay Lily couldn't be mixed up in...
I just said she might be.
Well, there's no motive. Lily doesn't care a hang for money. Look what she gives to the Miners Protective and the Orphans Fund.
I know, but you've got to face the fact that 6 men either died or disappeared and Lily benefited.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go talk to her. You know, I've heard if you get a woman mad enough, she's just liable to tell the truth.
Oh, she'll get mad, all right. Clay.
Yeah?
Lily Murdoch has a lot of friends. A lot of power in town. Suppose, well, just suppose you do find out she's involved in these killings.
Well?
Do you suppose you could prove it before you got run out of town?
Looks all right, Matt. Anything else?
Whitehead's offered $55,000 on Swanson's claim.
We're not ready to discuss price on that yet.
That's what I told him, but he...
Come in. Well, Hollister, good morning.
Morning. I hope I'm not interrupting.
We just finished. The rest of it can wait, Matt.
Yes, Miss Murdoch.
Matt? Well, Sheriff, this visit social or official?
Official, ma'am.
We can be official and comfortable at the same time, can't we?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Murdoch, there's hardly a miner in Tombstone that you haven't grub-staked at one time or another. And when you do, you enter into a 50-50 partnership with him, don't you?
Well, that's customary, isn't it? May I offer you something, Sheriff?
Oh, no, thank you. If the miner should die, do you automatically inherit his half of the partnership?
Only if he wants it that way.
Like Hal Swanson?
Well, yes. I use the money to grub-stake other miners, or I give it to charity.
You've been very generous.
As far as I'm concerned, Sheriff, money has only one real value, and that's for people to use.
I see. Miss Murdoch, you're an intelligent woman. Haven't you any idea why I'm asking you all these questions?
To be perfectly honest, not the faintest.
The person who benefits from a murder usually expects to be questioned, even if he or she has nothing to do with it.
What do you mean?
Recently, 6 miners have either been murdered or killed in what appeared to be accidents. In each case, you benefited by the death.
Do you mean that you think that somehow I engineered these accidents or killings or whatever they were? Well, that's the silliest nonsense I ever heard of. How dare you accuse me?
I haven't accused you.
And you better not if you don't want to make a fool out of yourself.
Miss Murdoch, I once knew a man by the name of Asa Watkins. He was a...
Now, why should I do such a thing? I certainly have plenty of money.
Well, Mr. Watkins didn't need any money either. He was the bank clerk in my hometown. A modest, obscure little man who never spent a dime on himself, but he loved to help other people. Gave generously to the church, sent kids through college, paid for operations, supported needy families. Everybody loved him. But after his death, it was discovered that during his lifetime, he'd embezzled more than $60,000 from the bank.
Get out of here. I said get out of here.
You see, Mr. Watkins wanted so much to be loved and admired that he became a thief.
Wait. I have a lot of friends in Arizona, Mr. Hollister. Some of them important, like the governor. Some of them not so important.
I realize that.
You've insinuated things here that you can't prove. But my position, my success here, depends on my reputation for honesty and fair play. If you do anything to damage that reputation, I'll turn you out of office and have you run out of town.
But at least we understand each other. Good day, Miss Lily.
Did you hear?
He can't prove anything.
He could start a lot of talk.
Who'd believe him?
There are always people ready to believe anything.
Well, what do we do?
Sailor still in town?
Saw him yesterday.
Good. Find Sailor.
Who is he? Gunslinger by the name of Sailor.
What do you have against you?
He was for hire.
June 5, 1884. Clay Hollister had deliberately set out to arouse Lily Murdoch's wrath, and he had been successful. A few hours later, an attempt was made on his life. If you're so sure Lily hired that fellow last night, why aren't you doing something about it?
I am.
What, for instance?
Waiting?
For her to try again?
Oh, for reinforcements. On his way to Tucson, my deputy was going to deliver a letter.
A letter? Who to?
Tulsa Jack. One of the few miners Lily never had to stake.
Why Tulsa?
I did a favor for him once. He's going to do one for me now, I hope.
Hooray, boys! I've struck it rich! Struck it rich! Well, boys, I've struck it rich! I've struck it rich! Hey, looky here! I don't nobody stampede but the drinks are on me. Old Tulsa Jack has struck it rich. Come on up, everybody. Come on up. Set 'em up, bartender. Set up the drink for all my friends and all them friends I never laid eyes on. Here's to me. Never had a dime of my own, and now look at me. 10,000 votes and plenty more where that come from. Have a drink, everybody. Come on, keep putting them up there, bartender.
After he's had a few more, bring him up to see Lily.
Well, just like any other creek I ever saw. Just you could jump over it, you know. It's shallow water and a sandy bottom. And underneath the sand was all this silver. Been collecting there for hundreds of years. Hundreds, maybe thousands of years, you know. Sort of like in the pocket. And now it's in my pocket.
Where is all this, Tulsa?
In Skeleton Canyon, the other side of Charleston.
Oh? I thought your claim was,
Well, no, that's just it, Lily. You see, it wasn't my claim. I don't know who it belonged to, so I had to get the stuff out fast. Loaded what I could in the saddlebags and then hid the rest. What I put in your safe wasn't 1/5 of it. So tomorrow, I'm going to take out horses, pack horses, and bring out the rest.
Well, that's wonderful, Tulsa. It couldn't happen to a nicer person.
You're sweet, too. Well, I got to get back to my friends. You down there where the boys are, they'll be missing me.
I'm sure they will.
Lily, thanks for the drinks. You sure are nice.
Boys?
Oh, the setup couldn't be better.
I don't know. The sheriff's snooping around. I don't want to risk it.
Well, where's the risk? You didn't stake the old boy. There's no connection between you and him. Now, Sam and I'll bring the silver in and nobody'll know.
No, Matt.
Now, look, we've played along. Let you give away half of everything we've taken in.
That's part of the setup.
Yeah, but lately you've been a little too generous. You act like you like throwing money away.
Well, it's paid off, hasn't it? Why do you think people trust me? Would Tulsa talk as freely to anybody else?
Look, the point is, we're the only ones that know. We can keep all of it, Lily, except the stuff he put in the safe. We'll turn that over to the sheriff.
All right. Go ahead, but be careful.
June 6, 1884. Despite a headache of major proportions, Tulsa Jack rented 2 pack mules and headed back out of Tombstone.
Tulsa! It's about time you showed up. What I have to go through in the name of friendship. You enjoyed every minute of it, and you know it.
Last night, yes, but not now. I wish them meadowlarks wouldn't sing so loud.
Well, there's some cover in those trees up there. Let's go. This ought to be good enough. How'd it go?
Well, I said everything you wrote me, and I made it sound good.
Uh-huh.
But you're branding the wrong steer, Clay. Lily ain't no crook. She's nice.
Maybe.
Well, I know a good woman when I see one. I'll tell you.
Well, if your eyesight's so good, who's that coming up the trail?
Well, I'll be. Lily's boys.
You don't think they're riding out to Skeleton Canyon for their health, do you?
Well, them
You
dirty...
didn't tell them about the silver, did you?
Oh, no, just Lily. Like I said, looks like he was right. What do we do next?
I'm riding back to town. You stay out of sight. Tomorrow about noon, we're going to give Miss Lily Murdoch the shock of her life. Up on him.
The afternoon of June 7th, 1884.
Tulsa Jack?
Yeah, he's been shot.
You, get Doug Cunningham.
Matt, Sam, come in here.
What's the matter?
So Tulsa never showed up.
What are you talking about? Of course he didn't show up.
You're lying. What did you do with the silver?
I tell you, we didn't see any silver. Tulsa didn't show up.
I see. You decided to cut me out and split the silver between you.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, look, Lily, put down that gun and listen to me. We didn't find any silver. Tulsa didn't show up.
Really? Then how come his horse just brought him in with a bullet in his back?
What?
Now, I'd give you just 5 seconds to level with me.
Look, Lily.
Your time is just about up. Who is it?
Hollister.
Come in. What do you want, Sheriff?
It's about Tulsa.
Matt's just been telling me he's been hurt.
He was shot in the back.
Oh, no. Is he?
He's in the hospital. He's holding on. He wants to see you.
Of course. I'll go right away.
You better come along, too.
What for?
You'll find out.
Lily,
Right here, Tulsa.
the doc says I ain't got a chance.
Now, that's nonsense, Tulsa. You're gonna be all right.
That silver in your safe is all I got. I want you to have it.
I'll keep it for you, Tulsa, till you're up and around again.
Tulsa. I want you to take a look at these men. Are they the ones that shot you?
Oh, now, what is this?
You loco? We never even seen him before.
Let him answer.
Yeah, them's the one.
He's lying.
Are you positive?
Yeah, they must have heard me talking to Lily.
You're under arrest.
Oh, now, wait a minute,
The victim
Sheriff.
identified you. That's enough for any jury. Turn around.
I'm not going to take this. It's a frame-up.
You want to make a statement?
I got plenty to talk about if it'll keep me from hanging.
Plenty to talk about who?
Never mind, Hollister. Take his guns. Put up your hands.
I underestimated you, Miss Lily. I didn't think you carried a gun.
Good thing I do. I couldn't afford to let Matt talk.
You were in back of these killings then. I was right.
You were right, Sheriff. Dead right. Take him out the back way.
Come on.
Will you join us in my jail, Miss Lily?
You can't prove anything. I've got influence, friends.
Friends have a way of deserting you when you stand trial for 5 or 6 murders. Let's go.
There you are, Tulsa. Keep it as a souvenir.
I really want to thank you for your help.
Well, somebody had to do the job.
It was your testimony convinced the jury.
Yeah, I know. But this town ain't gonna be the same without Lily. You know, she done an awful lot of good. Helped out a lot of folks when they needed it.
Well, what you say is true, but she also was responsible for a lot of killing, Tulsa.
I know, but she was a nice woman. She was an awful nice woman. I'm gonna miss her. We're all gonna miss her. Yeah, Lily was a nice woman. I don't care what you say, Lily was a darn nice woman. She's pretty, too. And her hair, boy, and brother.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Hey, what's the matter? Sheriff. Well, one sheriff, two of us. That trail, up the side of the hill there. Come on. What's the matter, Lugo? We don't know nothing. You afraid of him? I said, come on.
Morning. You been in Tombstone?
Yeah? Why?
You resemble somebody I'm looking for. I'd like to ask you some questions. Hold it! Hold it!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Noon, December 9, 1884. A young and unknown gunman lay seriously wounded after a reckless attack on Sheriff Clay Hollister.
Outside of his wound, he may be going into pneumonia. Who is he, Clay?
I don't know for sure, but he answers the description of a kid who's been reported hanging around the bank. I started asking questions and he started shooting.
Well, somebody's got to be with him every minute.
I'll hire a nurse. The county will foot the bill.
Fine, but where are we going to get one? The hospital's short now.
How about Mary Rice? She's helped out before.
She's on her way to Prescott this afternoon on the stage to visit her folks.
Maybe she'll put it off.
Well, maybe, for you.
Gaileyville, town of a black and lurid history. The only inhabitants, the lawless.
Alita, that beats you.
You're getting too good, Snyder. I've got to protect my championship.
Trouble.
Eddie? Where's Eddie?
Shot down. Right in back here. The sheriff.
You don't send a green kid like him to look over a bank job? Just because he's your nephew, he does anything he wants, huh?
Is he dead? Sheriff kill him?
I don't know. Looked like it. Anyway, took him back to Tombstone. Eddie rode up to meet him. He wouldn't listen to me.
Get my horse.
You want me to go, Sam?
No. I need you. I'll come back for you. They don't know any of us in Tombstone. There won't be any trouble.
What does this do to our plans?
We didn't come all the way from the Dakotas for nothing.
I appreciate you staying, Mary.
Well, maybe someday I'll learn how to say no to you. I'll do everything I can for him, Clay.
Doc Cunningham doesn't give him much of a chance.
We'll see.
Got a pretty sick boy here, Mary. "103 fever and still going up."
Mary.
Clay, mind coming back later?
Thanks again for your help.
Sure picked the right nurse, didn't I?
Yes, Clay?
Who is he, Mary?
He can't really be a criminal. He was never even really wild, no matter what people said.
All right. Let's start with his name and where he wasn't really wild. Look, Mary, if missing me is all he's guilty of, there won't be any charges.
His name is Eddie Casper. He's from Prescott. I haven't seen him in, about 6 years.
Casper. Nobody by that name's wanted for anything that I know of. What about his being wild?
He was noisy, the way kids are. And he always wanted a fast horse so he could kick up the most dust on Main Street. And he bragged a lot. Mostly about a rich uncle in the Dakotas who he said could buy him anything.
Who was his uncle?
I don't think there really was an uncle. Well, didn't you ever make things up?
Sure. Look, Mary, Pete and I have to go to Bisbee tonight. Mine payroll. I'm gonna leave a guard right here.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
People can change a lot in 6 years. Be back tomorrow noon.
Hey, fella!
It's all right how you hit him, gents.
Yes?
We're taking that boy.
Why? Who are you?
His kid.
His kin?
I'm his uncle. Don't yell. Don't do anything. Eddie? Eddie, how you feeling, boy?
Sam, I'm sorry, Sam.
There's nothing I can't get you out of. We're taking you back.
You're not taking him anywhere. Moving him now could kill him.
We got a wagon full of straw. Easier ride than the way he got up here.
He's verging on pneumonia. He needs constant care.
And he's gonna get it. Good care. from you. When Eddie's well, you can come back. Fair enough? Easy with him now. Easy. Better leave a message for the sheriff. Something he can understand.
Take any stock in that?
Yep. That's not going to keep me from following him.
I'm going in to see him.
You'll not. The trip is too much for him. His life doesn't mean a thing to you, does it?
It's the only life it does.
Well, then from now on, you're going to do exactly as I tell you. Here. This is a list of medicines and supplies that I have to get from Dr. Cunningham at the Tombstone Hospital.
What's all this?
Latin. Pharmacological Latin. It's the only way medical supplies are ordered, and Eddie would die without them.
I'm warning you, if this is a trick, tell them where we are.
Is my name on it? Does it say anything about Galeyville or you?
If this is a trick, there's going to be a dead doctor and a dead nurse.
Don't even know who we're looking for.
We'll find out. Just keep asking questions.
Did you get any answers?
Not today. We'll be going out again tomorrow. What do you want to see me for?
Here's a note.
All right, what is it?
It's from Mary. It's an order for medicine written in Latin. And directions, maybe where to find her. Vicus Latus. Village of the Bandits. Mons Magnum, large mountain. And northeast.
Vicus Latros. Galeyville.
Should I start getting a posse together?
No. It's about a posse 10 miles off. Kill Mary, like they said. Maybe one man might make it. I'm starting tonight for, Vicus Latros.
December 12, 1884. Sheriff Clay Hollister rode a little-known trail through the Chiricahuas to Galeyville, where Nurse Mary Rice was being held prisoner.
Eddie looks real good this morning.
He'll have to stay in bed at least another week.
Week, huh? Thought you was itching to get out of here.
I am.
Well, you just let me know when you're ready.
I don't have to be watched.
I'm here to do a job, and I'm leaving when it's over.
Yeah? Tell Hoskins.
I'm here, Eddie.
Please. Just stay here. Something I want to tell you when I'm better. Something important.
Yes, Eddie. When you're better.
How long are you going to keep her here, Sam?
She's a lively, handsome young woman.
Look, Sam, she's seen enough and heard enough to hang us all. How much longer?
You'll be the first one to know, Snyder. You're the one who's going to see to it that she doesn't hang us.
Come on.
We're getting out of here.
I can't leave him, Clay. Not yet. He's just not well enough.
And when he is well enough?
Then they'll let me go. Oh, Clay, when I sent that message through to Dr. Cunningham, I didn't mean that.
What did you mean?
Well, we can't leave him here to die.
Look, Mary, be sensible. They'll never let you leave here.
Clay, I've got to help him. And I don't mean just as a nurse. I can persuade him to leave here, to give this up. I know I can. Oh, please, Clay, let me talk to him in the morning.
All right. You talk to him.
Thank you.
But regardless of Eddie, I'm getting you out of here at noon tomorrow. Find some excuse for going for water.
But they always keep a lookout there.
I know it. Don't you worry about him.
All right, I'll be there. Eddie, please listen to me.
Tomorrow you can spend the whole day just reforming me.
You were almost killed. Didn't that prove anything to you?
Yeah, it proved a lot. To hit what I aim at, like Clay Hollister.
Nobody can keep you here. Soon you'll be well enough to leave. I'll help you. I want to help you.
Why?
Because you mean a great deal to me.
Enough to go away with me?
Eddie, do I have to be in love to want to help you?
You seem to forget I joined up with my uncle because that's the way I wanted it to be.
You don't want it. You're still young. You could have a real future for yourself. You could go to California or back east. Well, in no time at all, you could have a wonderful new life.
I got everything I want right here. I'd like to see my uncle now.
Eddie would like to see you.
All right. Mr. Snyder, I said you'd be the first one to know, didn't I? Quietly, Mr. Snyder.
Let's go, Hugo.
She's not going for water. She's going to meet Hollister.
Why didn't you tell me all this before?
How could I? She was here all the time.
I'll take care of the sheriff, Eddie.
Sam, what about Mary?
She's been dead since we brought her here. You made your choice when you joined us, boy. You haven't got any now.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't any now.
Mary!
Left the horses half-mile up the trail. Come on.
Parks! Parks!
Hey, you suppose Parks took her for a little walk?
Come on. All right, drop your gun belts. Mary!
Pick him up.
Leave them be, little lady. Drop your gun, Sheriff. Drop them. Shoot them, both of them.
You afraid of the girl? It's just me that you have to shoot.
I said shoot them.
You were right. I had no choice.
There's nothing more anybody can do for him, Mary.
Well, Mary!
Come in.
I've been meaning to return this to you. You left it at the hospital.
Thank you, but you keep it. I'll pick it up when I come back.
Back?
From Prescott. I'm finally on my way.
I'll miss you. Hurry back.
Clay, what will happen to Sam Hoskins now?
Oh, I don't know. He'll stay right here in jail until his trial comes up, and then it's up to the court.
Oh, I see. Well, I better not miss my stage after all of this.
Good trip now.
Thanks. And I will.
Will what?
Hurry back.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
A $20,000 shipment of bank cash destined for Tucson was being transferred from the stagecoach to the Wells Fargo safe to be held overnight.
Can I help you, ma'am?
You're the sheriff.
Clay Hollister. And you're...
Liz Dalton. I just came in on the stage. I'm staying in town overnight. I'm on my way to Tucson. It's my first trip there.
Oh, it's too bad. That's Tombstone's loss. But you're welcome anyway. It's my deputy, Quint.
Hello.
If we can be of service?
You can. For one thing, I thought perhaps you might recommend a nice place for me to stay.
Oh, well, there's the Russ house just down the street. It's about the quietest place in town.
Thank you. Oh, Sheriff, do you think that I might arrange to leave these in the safe overnight?
Well, that'd have to be up to the Wells Fargo people.
I'd feel a lot safer if I could. They're quite valuable, my jewels. Most of them are family heirlooms, so naturally they mean a great deal to me.
Sounds like a good idea if it's all right with Sam. Sam? Miss Dalton here would like to use your safe.
Well, sorry, the safe's for company business only. I'm really awfully sorry, Miss Dalton. You understand how it is, company policy.
Please. I'd sleep so much better tonight if you would. Couldn't you do it as a personal favor for me?
Well, I think we can arrange it in your case, Miss Dalton. Well, the company wants to accommodate us travelers.
Thank you, Mr.
Wade, Sam Wade.
Thank you, Mr. Wade.
Come with me. Put it right there in the case. I'll check the jewelry. Yes. Now you've got a string of pearls, 2 diamond earrings, and 2 brooches, correct?
That's right.
Quint.
Quint?
Yeah.
What is it?
I think I can take care of things here if you want to go finish your round. You should enjoy Tucson, Miss Dalton. Of course, they haven't got anything there that we don't have right here. Maybe a little bit more of it.
I'm sure I'll like it, Sheriff. There. I feel a lot better now.
Don't close it. My name is Packard, Judd Packard. I'm sorry about that holler, but I'm carrying over $1,000 in cash here, and I Certainly would like to lock it in your safe overnight, if you don't mind.
You're sure doing a Russian business today, Sam.
I'll take care of you, Mr. Packard, just as soon as I give this little lady here a receipt.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
Well, I was just going to do that.
Well, saves you the trouble.
Thanks.
Now you can move this whole...
All right. I see it.
Why, a fellow named Packard over at the Oriental wants to see you. Said he needs your help.
Packard? Oh, yeah. What did you want?
Well, he's in a big ruckus over a poker game. Looks like it could get serious.
All right.
I'm going over that way. I'll walk with you.
All right, here's the sheriff. Now, he'll vouch for me.
What seems to be the trouble?
He's lost all his cash. Wants to keep on playing. I want to see the money.
We're going to keep on playing, mister. You're not quitting until I've had a chance to win back.
Easy, Packard.
All right. But you tell this man I got $1,000 cash in the Wells Fargo safe.
That's right. Why didn't you just show him the receipt?
Well, I don't have it with me. It's up in my hotel room.
Is that right, Sheriff?
Sure it's right, or I wouldn't say so. One more thing. No more squabbling. Keep the game quiet or it breaks up.
Oh, Sheriff,
Yeah?
you know, it might be a good idea if you stuck around for a while.
What for?
Oh, sort of keep an eye on the game. After all, man's been as lucky as Todd here. Winning steadily, hand after hand. Might just learn something.
You accuse me of cheating?
Well, you don't mind if the sheriff watches, do you?
You never can tell about people you're traveling with.
Now you take me. All you know about me is that I'm a salesman, traveling in the same places as you and Jed Packard.
So?
So I'm a lot smarter than you think I am, because I found a way of making some real big money.
How?
Oh, I've got all kinds of things to sell, like information. Do you realize there have been 2 safe robberies, big ones, in towns that we've been in?
All right. We'll cut you in. But if we get caught, there won't be anything for any of us. So let's get out of here.
Where to?
To hide this.
But I'm going with you. This afternoon, when your friend Judd Packard rented the horse at the livery stable and went riding, I followed him. So I know just where you're headed for. I'll see that you don't get lost.
You all through, Packard?
Yes, I'm through.
All right, shut up. You really wrecked this place. Now you're going to pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for something.
You want to spend some time in a Tombstone jail?
All right, I'll settle up in the morning when I get my money out.
All right. Now I suggest you head for your hotel room. The rest of you can head for home, too. This card game's over.
Wait. This is far enough. I've decided. We don't have to hide it.
But we're strangers here. The sheriff might search our rooms. Judd will come back for it in a day or so. That's the way we always work it. We'll decide on the split then.
Oh, I've already decided on the split.
What do you mean?
This one's mine. All of it.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, don't I? You think the price of freedom for Packard and you is too high? Hand it over, lady. Give it to me.
All right.
A few hours later, the same night.
Well, did everything go all right?
No, it didn't. Something went wrong. Real wrong.
What do you mean? What happened?
You remember that little man that came in on the stage with us? Kept trying to make conversation?
What about him?
He followed me. He caught me red-handed. I didn't even have a chance to close the safe.
What do you mean he followed you?
Just that. He was in Lordsburg when we were. Maybe Prescott, too.
So?
So he knew. He must have seen us make the deposits. Then when the places were robbed, he put 2 and 2 together. He's been following us.
All right, all right. How much does he want?
He wanted it all.
He wanted it? Oh, you mean you settled with him?
I settled with him. I killed him. I had to do it. He never would have left us alone.
That gun was to be used as a last resort.
It was. It's done, and that's that.
Not quite. You've let yourself in for a murder charge.
Not me. We. You're in this, too.
Oh, no. Not in the killing, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are. You're my accomplice, and don't forget it. Because I won't ever. They won't catch us, Judd. And besides, we're rich. Very rich.
Early morning, October 10, 1882.
Morning, Miss Dalton. Sorry to waken you so early, but I've got some bad news.
About what, Sheriff?
About your jewels. The Wells Fargo safe was robbed last night. Cleaned out. Everything.
Everything. But my jewels, they're family heirlooms. They're worth a fortune.
I'm sorry, Miss Dalton. Of course, I'll do everything to recover them.
But I put them in the safe so that... Sheriff, I'm holding you personally responsible, along with the Wells Fargo company. You'll both be hearing from my attorney.
Yes, ma'am. But in the meantime, I'll need a description of the jewels, as complete as possible.
It was a string of pearls. 43 pearls in each strand, each one perfect.
Pearls 43.
There was a serial number on the clasp, 578348282.
578348282.
And there were a pair of earrings, gold mountings. There were 5 small, perfect diamonds in each one. That's a total of 10 diamonds, Sheriff.
Your addition's as good as your memory, Miss Dalton.
And there were 2 brooches, cameos. There were dates inscribed on the back. One was March 6, 1818, and the other was August 21st, I think, 1831.
21st, 1831?
Yes. That's everything, Sheriff.
Thank you, Miss Dalton. You'll be hearing from me.
Anything new on the robbery?
Hmm?
I asked you if... Clay?
Oh, hello, Harris.
Why all the deep thought?
Thinking about Liz Dalton.
What about her?
She was in a position where she could have seen the combination to the safe when Sam Wade opened it.
You really think she did it? Then came back later and stole her own jewels?
And close to $20,000 in cash. Harris, she's got a phenomenal memory.
How do you know that?
Well, when she was itemizing the contents of her jewel case, she told me exactly how many pearls she had, the serial number on the clasp, even the dates on the back of the brooches. Wouldn't you say that was a little unusual?
Clay, one of the stage passengers that rode into town yesterday is missing.
Missing?
Yeah, a man named Harry Ames. The hotel manager just told me. Thought we ought to know. He went out last night and never did come back.
All right, I'll go check it.
Sheriff Hollister, I was just on my way to see you.
You leaving town?
Yes, on the noon stage. You can contact me in Tucson at the Arizona Hotel, if and when my jewels are recovered. I'm sure you'll do everything possible to get them back for me, Sheriff. I'm sorry I was unpleasant this morning, but I was upset.
It's understandable.
Goodbye, Sheriff. I'd better leave while I still have some possessions left.
I don't envy you the ride. That's a long, hot 70 miles.
71 to be exact. Goodbye, Sheriff.
Oh, Miss Dalton.
Yes?
I'm searching everyone leaving Tombstone. No exceptions.
Don't you think that's a little ridiculous in my case, Sheriff?
No exceptions. Who should be able to understand better than you?
Help yourself, Sheriff.
Thank you. Nothing unusual, except maybe this.
Unusual, Sheriff, for a woman traveling alone.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Dalton. Sorry for the inconvenience. You can go now.
Quint, how about a game of cribbage?
No, later. I got a job for you.
Yeah, what's up?
You're going to take a little trip.
Going to Tucson with you.
Official business, ma'am.
Later the same day, October 10, 1882.
Is it all there, Packard? You're in this deeper than I thought. First robbery, now murder. Let's go. Leave it. I'll carry it for you. Move out. Now, let's go. I got a telegram to send to Benson. There's no reason for Miss Dalton and my deputy to travel all those 71 miles to Tucson. She's got some unfinished business right here in Tombstone.
I don't know how anyone opens one of these blasted things with... Hello, Clay. We're just trying to figure out whether Liz Dalton will open that thing by remembering the combination or whether she did it by sound. You know, listening to the tumblers.
Why didn't you just ask? Here.
Answer your inquiry, Ray Judson Packard and Elizabeth Dalton.
They were a carnival act for years before they hit on this safe-cracking idea.
Carnival act?
Yeah, you know. Liz would look at a page of a book for a couple of seconds and then recite it word for word. Photographic memory, they call it.
Well, how did you know about Packard?
I didn't, for sure. Just played a hunch. See, when Liz left town without the money, I figured somebody had to be in on it with her. And Packard went out of his way to start that wing-ding down at the Oriental at exactly the time of the robbery.
I see. So that's how she did it.
Mm-hmm. Gwen. From now on, when I'm out of the office, I want you to keep an eye on the editor here. I think he's planning on a life of crime.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Drop it. I said drop it!
Mighty tricky of you, Sheriff. Move out. We're going back to town. Kinda hate to do that. What with being forced to kill that bank clerk and all. Mean the hanging rope for sure.
What do you mean, forced to kill him? He wasn't even armed.
Let's go. If you say so. You're the boss, Sheriff.
Lady, Pa's been shot.
I'm too busy for your teasing, Noah.
Lady, he's dead.
The sheriff from Tombstone did it. I saw it with my own eyes.
Did you avenge Pa, Noah?
I tried. I was waiting for Pa where he said. And the sheriff followed him. He come up behind him. I tried to shoot him, lady, but
We've got to do it, Noah. For Pa's sake.
I will. I'll think of some way. Trouble is, I can't go into Tombstone. Maybe the sheriff saw me firing at him.
Then you can't. But I can.
No, it's my job.
I can set the sheriff up for you. That's the least I can do. I set him up so as you can kill him.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. July 10, 1884. A stranger arrived in Tombstone on foot. Lady Bell, Jonas Bell's daughter. The girl was young, pretty, and the killer's accomplice.
Begging your pardon, mister. Where'll I find the sheriff?
Don't you see the sign?
Oh, never did learn to read much.
Evidently.
Thank you kindly.
No, I didn't see who was doing the shooting. But there are two members of the Bell family left, Jonah's son and daughter. I got a hunch it was one of them.
Well, if it was one of them, I have a feeling you'll never see them again. They've never come into Tombstone in the past. I doubt very much that...
Come in.
You the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am. May I help you?
Hope so. I'm Lady Bell, Jonas' girl.
This is Harris Clyburn, the editor of the newspaper.
How do you do?
Hello, Miss Bell.
Sit down, Miss Bell.
Thank you kindly.
Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't rightly know, but with Pa dead and Noah run off, I'm all alone. I need someone to look after me. And, since you killed Pa, I kind of figure you're responsible for me.
Now, don't ask me where the logic comes in, Nellie. That shouldn't be any problem for you. Somebody's got to take care of her. And it might as well be me, and I hope you.
Sure, I could use somebody to clean up, but I don't know, Clay. How's some of my boarders going to feel, having the daughter of Jonas Bell around?
Now, Nellie, there's a reason why you're one of the best-liked women in Tombstone. You do things for other people, regardless.
Thank you, Clay.
Morning, Sheriff.
Jed?
Yeah. I should have figured it out myself. I just heard that you're Jonas Bell's daughter.
Yes, sir.
And what are you doing here? You know what your father did. You know what this town thinks of the name of Bell.
Don't blame the girl, Jed.
Jonas Bell murdered my brother. Shot him in the back. And I blame her and her whole family. Now you get out of here. Because we don't need anybody to remind us of Jonas Bell. He was an animal and a killer.
Don't you say that about him. You hear me? You take it back. You hear me?
Now leave her alone and get out.
You side with her, Hollister, and you'll regret it. Now you tell her the truth. Nobody wants her here.
I do.
Out.
I'm right sorry.
This is going to be a problem, Clay. Jed's not the only one in town who feels this way.
Yeah. Maybe you made a mistake coming here, lady. Look, I know it's not your fault, but there are a lot of people in town who have good reason to hate the name Bell.
I know. But where else can I go? Oh, please, Miss Nellie, Sheriff. I swear I won't lose my temper again. Just give me one more chance.
There's a heap of dishes out back. Start washing.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Nellie. Sheriff, thank you.
Well, what do you think of her, Nellie? How's she working out?
She's a willing enough worker, I'll say that. Matter of fact, she's starting to make some friends.
She's trying hard to be accepted. And I understand she was pricing hats at the general store. She wants to be just like every other respectable woman in Tombstone.
Oh, who could have ever predicted it? Lady wearing a hat.
Looks like her name fits her just right. At least from what we've seen.
You've never seen such a town. Noah, they got stores selling things I never even heard of.
What about Hollister? You got him set up?
He befriended me. Got me a job paying real wages.
Well, now ain't that nice? Nothing like money to change a person, huh?
I ain't changed, Noah. It's just that... Well, what Pa ever do for us except beat us? And he did a lot of bad things, too, Noah. I'm finding that out for sure.
We're still his flesh and blood. But maybe your high-toned friends will let you forget your name's Belle.
No, you're right. No one's ever going to let us forget that.
That's better. Now, here's what I've been thinking. You know where the livery stable is? Well, tonight, after you get through with your work,
Evening, Sheriff.
Lady?
It's a nice night, isn't it? Air smells so sweet.
Yeah. Hadn't noticed it, but now that you mention it, it does.
It's elegant night for a walk. I hear there's a new coat down by the livery stable.
Well, it's kind of late for you to be walking all that way alone.
Oh, I don't mind.
I think I'll just walk along with you.
All right, Sheriff.
Hey, aren't you the girl who was just saying what a nice night it is? All of a sudden, you turned as solemn as a hootie owl.
It's so?
You haven't heard a word I've said. What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
You know, Nellie's real pleased with you. You keep up the good work and you'll be getting a raise. The most important thing is you're making friends. Pretty soon you'll feel like you always belonged here.
July 15, 1884. While Clay Hollister was walking with Lady Belle, a shot had been fired. Two questions had to be answered. Who was the gunman and which was the target? The sheriff or Jonas Belle's daughter?
You accusing me, Sheriff?
No, I'm not accusing you. I'm just asking questions. It's quite a temper you've got, Jed.
So, I have a right to my own temper. There's no law against that.
No? Unless it moves you to take a shot at a girl because her father killed your brother.
I give you my word, Clay. I don't know anything about it.
All right, Jed, thanks.
Well, you questioned everybody in Tombstone who had a grudge against the Bells. I don't think any of them fired that shot.
I don't either.
Nellie said that Lady was waiting for you the other night. That walk might have been strictly for the purpose of getting you killed.
Then why didn't she go through with it? Why, at the last minute, did she pretend that she sprained her ankle?
I don't know. But the point is, it could have been a plan to get you.
Yeah, I know it. And I know the way to find out. Morning. How's your ankle?
Good as new, Sheriff. For helping me home last night.
By the way, lady, do you hear anything from your brother?
Oh, no, sir. Noah's not much on writing.
Well, I thought maybe you'd seen him. That maybe he'd come here,
Here?
to Tombstone.
Oh, no, sir. He'd never do that.
Well, I've got to be getting back to work.
Yeah.
About last evening, Sheriff.
Yes?
You've been good to me. I never had a friend before.
That why you changed your mind about letting Noah shoot me?
No, it wasn't Noah. That shot was meant for me. Well, Nellie's waiting. Could I talk to you, Mr. Clyburn?
Yes, lady?
I know why you asked about Noah in the sheriff's office.
Well, go on. I think we understand each other.
Well, I just wanted you to know that whatever reasons I had when I first came to Tombstone, it's all changed now. I'd like to stay in Tombstone, and I'd like to keep my friends here.
Including Clay Hollister?
Mainly Clay Hollister. I'd rather die than do anything to hurt him. Well, I just wanted you to know that.
I believe you, lady.
Why don't you go and save him?
You shouldn't have come here, Noah. I was going to come to you first chance I got.
Why'd you save him?
We got to forget about the revenge.
I see. Just like that, and it's all forgotten, huh?
Listen to me, Noah. Clay Hollister's a good man. He killed Pa because he had to, because it was his duty. What good is all this hating and killing? You're young yet. You got your whole life ahead of you. What do you want to follow in his footsteps for?
I don't aim to. I want to go away and start over. But I gotta take care of Hollister first. Whatever he was, Jonas Bell was our pa.
He thought it was you last night. I lied to him. I swore it wasn't. I won't help you anymore.
I didn't think you would. Well, it don't matter. I'll find him. We'll shoot it out.
No. You only get yourself killed, too. You wouldn't stand a chance that way.
Well, at least I'm gonna try. Maybe since you're a woman, you don't understand, but I've got to do this.
Noah, I'm begging you. I'll go away with you tonight. We'll head for California.
It's me or him.
Noah, you're all I got. I can't let you get killed.
There's another way. That grove where we met outside of town. If you were to invite him on a picnic lunch and take him there.
No.
Well, it's either that or I face him tonight. Now take your choice. Next Sunday noon, I'll be waiting. And if both of you don't show up, 1 hour later, I'll be walking down Main Street.
Noah!
Wow.
Thanks, Clay. But you shouldn't have.
I don't think it'd become you. It's a man of the world, editor. What do you think of that?
The New York hat?
Yeah, well, a rancher was going to buy it for his wife. I knew that lady had her heart set on it, so...
It's nice. I guess. What's the occasion?
Oh, there's no occasion. We're going on a picnic Sunday. I just thought I'd surprise her with it.
A couple of days ago, that would really have concerned me.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Now I'm trying to believe she's only inviting you to a picnic.
I'm trying to believe it, too. But if that bullet the other night was meant for me, I'd better find out for certain.
Yeah.
Can't go to a picnic without being fancied up a little. There, take a look. That dress fits you as well as it fits me. You're about as pretty as a picture. You in love with Clay?
That's just plain silly.
Why not? You've every right. You have yourself fun today. You hear me?
Sometimes that isn't easy, Nellie.
Maybe you'd better tell me why not.
Have you forgotten what my last name is? It's Bell.
No, I haven't. And Bell won't always be your last name. Besides, you've made friends for what you are, not who you were.
Anybody home?
He's here. Come on, let's go. Good morning, Clay.
Morning, Nellie. Well, look at you.
Clay, aren't you forgetting something? Have a good time.
Got a surprise for you. Well, we'll wait till later.
Right. Looks like we got it all to ourselves.
Clay, I want to talk to you.
About what?
About Jonas Bell, Sheriff. Drop your guns. Right on time. Good job, lady. What do you expect, Sheriff? She's a Bell, ain't she? Same as me? Same as the man you killed? Now start walking. Straight towards the water. All right, hold it.
Good. I was wondering whether you were going to shoot me or drown me.
A little of both. This is much easier than digging a grave. It'll take weeks to find you.
It'll take a while to find you, too. But they will.
Well, that'll be their problem. Now turn around and face me. Us Bells don't shoot men in the back.
Your father did.
Shut up.
No! I can't let you go through with it, Noah.
Get out of my way. You ain't gonna stop me this time.
I can't let you do it, Noah. I want you to know I was in on this too, Clay. Bells are through with killing and trouble. Finally through.
Well, Noah, you're not wanted for any crime, so I'm not pressing charges this time. On one condition, that you leave the territory today.
Oh, we will, Sheriff. I'll give you my word on that. We're going to head for California. Noah's going to start fresh.
I don't understand, Sheriff. I would have killed you.
Would you now?
No.
That's good enough for me.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Lady, you know, you don't have to go. You've got a lot of friends in town, friends who'd like you to stay.
I can't, Clay. No one needs me. But maybe we'll be back someday.
You've made up your mind? Oh, I've got something for you. Go on, try it on.
You know something? I really feel like a lady.
Why not? You are one.
Hey, the stage is here.
I'll be right there.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Well, Harris, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm glad you could come right over, Clay. I've got to get the technical description of this Army heliograph thing straight.
All right. Yeah, but first let me give you the weather report. Tombstone's in for a big wind. I just heard some of our prominent citizens rehearsing their speeches of welcome. Boy, they're puffed up like spring frogs.
The governor's used to it.
Yes.
Check that copy for me, will you?
All right. Governor Armstrong making an inspection of the Army's new heliograph, a signal and warning system against Indian raids and...
Not that part, the technical stuff down here.
Oh. On a chain of mountain peaks, the Army has set up a system of flashing mirrors. They can talk to each other in Morse code, dots and dashes. More important, they can talk to patrols miles away on the mesas and flats and give them the location and movements of renegade Apache raiding parties.
Wire for you, Clay.
Oh.
Governor's stage coming in early.
Oh, good enough. Let's ride out and meet him. We can finish this later.
Good idea. Let's go. There they come. They're running loose.
Billy, what happened?
They got him, Clay. Swooped down just like hunting hawks and got him.
Is that the governor? No, it's one of his aides.
Where's Armstrong?
That's what I gotta find out. Conrad, take the stage into town. Quint, I want you to gather some men to ride with me. Harris, you send a telegram to Fort Huachuca. Tell them that I'm mounting a posse to backtrack toward Mormon Peak. Have the heliograph station on the peak signal me what horsemen are working that area, right? Let's go.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
What are those things saying now?
Spotted 5 riders in the Cochise Gorge. Let's go. Yeah, 5 of them. Ponies are shod. They can't be Apaches. Take a look at that.
How can I tell where they're going? With every swig of that, you get a free snake.
Yeah.
Let's put out flankers and comb the canyon.
No, you're not going in there.
Why not?
Box Canyon. Perfect trap.
Well, if we know they're in there, and they got the governor.
We ride in together, they could scratch us out with one volley. Grant, you and I will go ahead.
Right.
Harris, you and the others block the mouth of the canyon if there's any trouble.
All right, Hollister. Hold it right there.
Governor Armstrong, with Frank Banner behind him.
Drop your guns and keep coming up, Hollister, alone. I'm not a patient man. Now get up here before I start diselecting me a governor. Call him up here.
Sheriff Hollister! There are only 4 of them. Signal your men and charge them.
Send your boys back to Tombstone, Hollister. And you come up here.
I'll pretend to pull out. I'll send the boys back in along the sides of the canyon.
No, do what he says. Tell Harris to take the men back to Tombstone.
We outnumber them.
It's not going to save the governor.
You gonna do what I say? Or shall I kill him right now?
Take him back, Quinn.
Didn't expect to see me, did you, Hollister?
Yeah, you left your card, Banner.
Card?
Nobody else would kill one man needlessly and shoot another so badly he'd live long enough to get the stage into town. Nobody but an Apache. And an Apache would know a governor if he saw one.
My brother Dan still set to hang.
That's right, tomorrow morning. Nothing's changed.
You missed your tally, Sheriff. 2 things have changed. You and him. I'll start climbing.
Where's the Army crew of the heliograph?
We give them lead medals and send them on a furlough, that's what.
Happy here used to be a telegrapher. He sent that message about 5 riders. It brought you in like a fish on a string, huh? You're gonna send another one, Happy. I want him to know that the governor and Hollister here are alive. But I'll kill them both if I don't clear the area of all patrols and posses. Bear, you tie them up and put them in the cave, huh?
Come on.
Welcome to Tombstone, Governor.
Well, maybe it's not as bad as it appears. After all, the worst he could have in him would be ransom.
Yeah, for you, I hope so. But you see, Banner swore that he'd kill me the day that his brother was executed in Yuma.
That's Dan Banta, who's hanging tomorrow for murdering a man during a payroll robbery?
That's right, I brought him in. I should have figured that he'd take advantage of your visit to Tombstone.
Well, that would have been a guess, Sheriff.
I'm paid to guess right. Now I gotta start guessing about how to get the two of us out of here.
Now that we've sent our little message, we're gonna have a talk. The governor, the law gun, and me.
Talk.
My brother Dan's set to die in the morning.
He is?
And you're gonna set him free, Governor.
Why, that's ridiculous.
Not to me. See, we're gonna send another message on them flashing mirrors, this time in your name. It's gonna be relayed to Yuma prison, telling them to let Dan go.
You can't do that. It's out of the question.
They won't release him until they see the governor.
That's why he's gonna be riding out of here right after we send the message. So they will see him. But we're keeping you, Hollister. Just to make sure he does let Dan go. Well, Governor?
No.
You sure? Well, we're gonna have ourselves a little trial.
Trial?
Hollister, you brought Brother Dan into court, and the governor here rules the courts. I'm not here, because I'm the law. So you're both on trial for murder, Dan's murder. And Stark and Bear here are going to be the jury. You know, you can't spill blood without talking. Talking means justice, and we're going to have justice. So do you both swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
About what?
About killing my brother Dan. You're hanging him tomorrow.
No, the law is.
You're the law, so you're hanging him. Why?
For murder, as I understand it.
As you understand it. Would you know my brother if he walked in here right now?
No.
You hear that, jury? He's willing to hang a man he don't even know to look at. But you'd know my brother, wouldn't you?
I know him.
You brought him into trial, didn't you?
That's right, I brought him in.
And I accuse you of killing him.
No, Banta. I couldn't kill him. The governor couldn't. Nobody could kill your brother. Because, you see, after riding with you, he was already dead.
Squeezed dry of life and purpose by the man he followed.
You killed your brother, Banta, and nobody else.
You'd like for me to shoot you, wouldn't you? Make it quick and easy. But it's gonna be slow. Waiting for the hour like my brother's doing in his cell right now. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Guilty. Let's get it over with.
Well, the verdict's guilty, boys. But I'm not gonna kill you right now. Because I sentence you to hang by the neck tomorrow morning when Dan hangs. By the neck until dead. And you've got all night to think about it. Hollister, why don't you tell your stiff-necked friend about Hooper and Wilkie while you're waiting, huh?
Who were those men Bantam was talking about? Wilkie and Hooper? They were two men that he tortured to death. How? I'd rather not say. Bantam's got some things in his head that an Apache squaw wouldn't think of.
Well, then this isn't just a bluff. He isn't after ransom. He really intends to hang us.
If that's all he intends to do, we're lucky.
It's almost unbelievable. It's like a nightmare. A couple of days ago, I kissed my wife and my children goodbye and set off on a routine tour of inspection. Now, I'm a public servant, Sheriff. I'm a family man. I'm not a hero.
Who is?
Well, but it's different with you. You've lived around death.
No, Governor, you never get used to death.
But you don't understand. I don't know how to die. Not this way. Slowly. For no purpose at all.
Governor, another public servant once said, the highest purpose a man can serve is to cherish life and accept death with the same heartbeat.
Who was that?
Family man by the name of Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, but those were political words spoken for a battlefield.
Yeah, kind of battlefield. He was on his deathbed.
You don't understand. I haven't got his kind of courage.
Governor Armstrong, Bata feeds on fear. And every time we deny it to him, he dies a little bit. Deny him your fear, Governor.
I'll try. Lord, help me. I'll try.
All right, go get him, Bert. You got the mirrors shine on that contraption, Happy?
All we need is the full sun to send a message.
Okay. Come on over here, Governor. I want to have a talk with you. I got a horse all ready for you over there, Governor.
For me? I don't understand. You're letting me go?
Well, I'm going to give you one more chance. Now, I want my brother Dan. Happy will flash the message, and you can ride off of this mountain free as cottonwood down. Huh? How about it?
I can't do it.
You want to die, Governor? Why? Why do you want to die when you can live? Just to show how stiff and proud you took to dying, is that it?
No.
Well, who's going to care how proud you were? Who's going to know the rocks, the wind going by?
I told you I won't do it.
Maybe you'd like to write something, Governor, huh? Note to the wife, huh? Wilkie did. It's a real pretty note, too. All about how she should treasure life and how he was going to miss the sight of running antelope in the sun or hawks circling in the sky. You know, that sort of thing. It's real pretty. You want to write something, Governor? I'm waiting, Governor. No. I said I'm waiting! No. All right, set him up! Usually when I find a man who can't wait to die, I do my best to help him. But I'm gonna let you two die slow. I'm gonna let you take your courage and roll it around in your mouths so you can really taste it. Of course, it's best if your horse don't wander off looking for grass or water and leave you dancing. Then again, you might get tired and want to kick him and get it over with fast. I don't know how brave men figure, but smart men are riding down the mountain free. You sure, Governor? Okay.
Ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. Oh, babe. Governor, I want to try something. Can you sing? Sing a song?
A song?
Yeah, anything, just to quiet the horses. Black, black, black is the color of my true love's hair. Her eyes are something wondrous fair. La 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 love. I love the ground whereon she stands. Black, black, black is the color of my true love's hair. I love her eyes. La 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 love. I love the ground whereon she stands. La 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 la. I love the ground whereon she stands. Ooh. Oh. You all right, Governor?
Yeah. I'm all right, thanks.
Rub your wrists. Get the circulation back into it. And catch that horse and put a bridle on him.
I'll get him.
I gotta send a message. Bandit and his men will be breaking out of Battle Pass.
Right.
Riders in the flat, headed this way. Cavalry.
They must have spotted us, Frank.
Yeah, let's head back through Dead Man Canyon. Come on.
Bandit's men. Cavalry turned him, we'll cut him off. Just the two of us? How? You stay here. I'll ride back to those narrows, and when they pass that open spot in the trail, you give me an arm signal.
But you're unarmed. What can you do?
You remember the old saying about too much rope? Just maybe Bandit's hanged himself. I almost guessed wrong again. Let the cavalry take care of those other two.
You ready, Governor? The whole town's out there waiting.
Yes, I'm all ready. You coming, Clay?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. Here's some notes from your speech we found on the floor of the stagecoach. Afraid there's a little blood on them.
Those blood stains will be all the notes I need. I'm not talking politics today. I'm going to tell the people of Tombstone about their sheriff. Well, now, sir, I'd kind of take it easy on that if I were you. See, sheriff's on the program, too. You might have quite a piece to speak about the territorial governor.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory. 2 weeks later, June 29, 1882. Morning, Quint.
Hi, Harris.
How do you like the sheriff's desk?
Well, I don't like the responsibilities. How about a game of cribbage?
Yeah, I've got time for a game.
Good. It won't take me long to trim you. My deal.
Yeah. Any news from Clay?
No news. Mike Rib. Well, there's nibs for a pair.
8.
16 for 2 more.
17.
18, 2 more for the pair of aces.
22.
Cribbage, huh?
Yep.
Who's winning?
I am.
We just started.
Telegram?
Sheriff in?
Out of town. Expect him back soon.
Oh.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that a telegram?
Yeah, it's for the sheriff.
Well, I'm his deputy.
That's right. You're his deputy.
And when Clay's gone, I'm in charge.
That's right, Ben.
You know what I'm in charge of? The telegraph office.
Look, if it's personal, okay, but if it's official business, hand it over. Come on.
It's official business. It's addressed to the sheriff. So if you want to hear about the 4 escaped convicts heading east from Yuma, you just ask the sheriff when he comes back and picks up his telegram.
4 escaped convicts.
Heading this way from Yuma, huh?
How'd you know?
How'd I know?
Oh, well, I guess you can handle it.
And Ben and his practical jokes.
Pretty grim joke. 4 escaped convicts.
Yeah. I wonder what the odds are that... No, that's impossible.
What?
I was wondering what the odds are that Clay, riding down alone from Globe, might run into him.
Nah, I wouldn't book those odds. Look. Aces and 8s. Dead man's hand.
Where are you going?
I'm going to send a telegram to Yuma. I want more information about 4 escaped convicts.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. That same day, June 29, 1882, on the road to Tombstone.
On your feet, drop your guns.
Looks like we caught ourselves a lawman.
Maybe, maybe not. These can be bought or stolen.
That one wasn't.
Who are you?
I'm Clay Hollister. Who are you?
Where are you from?
I'm from Tombstone. You'll find out all about it.
Tombstone, huh? Now, that's interesting. Because that's what you're going to get out of this deal, mister. A tombstone. You did a good job on him, mister.
He was dead when I got here, and you know it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, check my guns.
You tell them the truth. I guess we get somebody else to thank. Toby?
I didn't kill Finch. I never killed anybody in my life.
Parker?
Well, I'd thought about it, but I didn't do it. That leaves you, Eggleston.
Not me. I like Finch.
Oh, looks like maybe he shot himself in the back, huh?
Maybe. Right now, we're going to take care of you, Hollister.
Kill him here.
Hey, what do you want to do? Go back to jail in a hurry? Somebody else might have heard those shots. Come on, let's go.
What happened to Carlson?
He a friend of yours?
That's right.
Well, he had quite a place here, stacked with provision, a fortune in silver. Murder was a habit with Finch. Time to that bed.
You do everything they tell you to, Toby?
Shut your mouth. What'll you do if I don't? Kill me?
Hold it, Toby. He's needling you.
Yeah? And you tie him up.
Well, why tie him up? What are we waiting for? You kill me, you're going to have to kill both of them. What do you mean?
If they get captured, they'll testify against you. And you'll hang for murder.
Well, I wouldn't put it past you. Get rid of me and the silver's a two-way split. Maybe Finch wasn't the only greedy one around here, huh?
Finch wanted too big a share. I only want what's coming to me.
That's what I want. I plan to get it.
Oh, they'll give it to you.
You're working hard, aren't you, Sheriff?
You got a gun, Eggleston. You kill him.
What's the matter? You scared? You weren't scared of Finch?
Go ahead. You do it.
You better remember, Eggleston. You got witnesses.
I got a way to settle this. Low card kills.
I'll settle for that.
Yeah. Then Lady Luck killed him.
I can tell you right now who's going to lose. And Lady Luck won't have anything to do with it.
Clay back yet?
Not yet. Anything on your mind?
Same thing that's on yours.
Another wire about those 4 escaped convicts. They tracked them as far as Cochise County, where they broke into a general store for guns and supplies.
I remember this one, Finch. Read about the trial. He's a killer, Quinn.
Know anything about the others?
A little. Finch is the only out-and-out killer. The rest are borderline cases.
Well, maybe that's why they're heading for the border, huh?
Yeah. Let me know when Clay gets back.
Maybe I ought to send a wire to Globe.
What for?
Well, if they are still in the county, well, who knows? 4 against 1's pretty rough odds.
Cochise County covers a lot of territory, Quint. And if Clay does meet up with them, it wouldn't surprise me if he came riding into town with 4 prisoners.
I still think I'll send a telegram.
It's not necessary. I already have.
All right. Low card kills. Turn them over. King. Three. Seems like I got a good chance of being the middleman. 9. Looks like you're elected, Toby.
'" So Eggleston dealt, huh?
Well, like I told you before, I knew who was going to lose. They're getting ready to shoot you in the back right now.
Why, you...
All right, Toby. Now.
You dealt. Why didn't we cut?
Maybe you were afraid to. What difference does it make anyway?
Plenty. This time we cut.
What are we going to do? Keep cutting cards until it comes out the way you want it to?
All right, I've got it. 3 guns, 3 bullets. We'll draw together. He gets them all.
June 29, 1882. Mid-morning in Tombstone. Clay Hollister was several hours overdue.
Any news from Globe?
According to this answer, Clay left Globe before dawn.
Should have been back a couple hours ago.
Yeah. Going somewhere?
Taking a ride.
Any place in particular?
North.
Think you might meet Clay riding in?
Maybe. Where are you going?
Keep you company.
Oh, suit yourself. I'm just riding out to exercise my horse.
Well, why the shotgun? Gonna force him to exercise?
Well, you know, I'm not superstitious, Harris, but I still don't like the idea of that dead man's hand showing up.
I don't like it either. If anything does happen to Clay, it's your fault.
My fault?
Sure. You're the one suggested that game of cribbage.
You're real funny, Harris.
Draw at the count of 3.
May I stand?
Go ahead, Hollister. Well, at least I got one consolation. Finch's killer will make sure that the other 2 of you keep me company. Of course, whoever the other 2 of you are, you could stay alive if you turn the killer over to me. You could be in Mexico with the silver by the time I could follow you. Start counting.
Hollister, you just give me an idea. A 50-50 split of the silver is better than a bullet. Toby killed Finch. We killed Toby in self-defense. That puts us in the clear.
Yeah, once we get rid of the witness. Killing me isn't going to save you from a bullet in the back.
He can trust me.
Sure he can. Just as much as you can trust him.
I'm the only one that knows his country, Parker. You're never going to see Mexico without me. You have to trust me. What about it?
What about him?
Well, we'll take care of our friend, accidental-like. Outside. Come on, move.
Hold it. Ground's all churned up. Somebody heading for Tombstone. Changed their mind, went off in that direction.
Why? Nothing up there.
Yeah.
Think it might be Clay?
Maybe. Let's go.
Well, let's dump him in the mine.
Later. You know how to set off an explosion?
There's nothing to it.
As long as you get clear before the dynamite goes off. There's nothing worse than being buried under tons of earth.
Well, take your time. Maybe you can think of something worse. I'm in no rush.
But we are. You stay here.
Sure. Sure, you stay here while he runs off with the silver. I'll go with it.
I can carry a few sticks of dynamite myself.
You might trip and fall. With the silver.
It's him, all right. Finch.
Prints. Lots of them.
Yeah, and I think I know whose.
Yeah, maybe Clay's too.
Maybe.
His badge.
Maybe he's still alive.
Here it is. You wanted to come, you carry it. Keep your eye on Hollister while I find some fuses. If you can trust me that far. Give me a hand with this junk. These are too short.
We'll just tie a couple of them together.
Too many knots. Put out the fuse. This'll do it.
Inside the bonnet.
Well, you got here just in time.
In time for what?
To cut the ropes.
These are the escaped convicts.
I don't know, I guess so.
Hands tied, no guns. All right, I give up. How'd you do it?
I had a little help. Greed, lady luck.
And maybe the dead man's hand.
Got it. Yeah.
Who killed him?
I don't know.
I guess the Lucky Mule mine wasn't very lucky for anybody.
No, destroyed all of them, including Eggleston here. Say, Quint.
Yeah?
What were you doing riding around out here? Who's minding the office?
The office? Well, you just rode out to. I'll be hanged if I'm going to worry about him next time.
I never did. I was just out exercising my horse.
Eggleston seems to have lost some of his confidence.
Well, I imagine he'll perk up in time to give some fast answers to the federal marshal.
They better be fast. Say, Quint, how about doing the rounds?
Yeah, as soon as we finish our game.
There's.
All right, why not? Day's shot anyway.
Well, I'm ahead. I've pegged 6 points.
Yeah, I know.
And you haven't pegged any.
I know.
Say, you're not using that same old deck, are you?
Yeah, why not?
Well, that's the one that gave you the aces and eights, the dead man's hand. There might be another one in there.
Say, Quint, if you don't mind, I do have a paper to get out tomorrow.
Yeah. I got my responsibilities, too.
You wouldn't be superstitious, would you?
Superstitious? Of course not.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Deserted. And the heat continued for the 10th straight day.
Oh, boy. I wonder when this is ever going to let up. Hades can't be much hotter.
Well, we're not alone. 105 degrees in New York, and for New York, that's hot. 103 degrees in Kansas City, 109 in Houston, the same in El Paso.
Can't you fellas think of anything else to write about?
Sure. President Grover Cleveland has instructed Secretary of State Baird to invite all the nations of the Western Hemisphere to a conference to discuss common peace and prosperity. That's on page 2. Everybody wants to read about the heat.
I know. It makes people feel better to know that other people are in the same kind of hot stew.
Well, now. Oh, it's awfully hot for a young girl to be out walking around. What can I do for you, ma'am? Here, now, are you all right? Oh!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
What happened? I don't know. She's all right, though. Just fainted.
You know who she is?
No.
You're all right, ma'am. Just take it easy.
There's a man who came into the lobby there. Hurry. Please hurry.
Harris, stay with her.
Dead?
Yep. And the cash drawer is empty.
Clean through. Yeah, but not straight through. Quint, you're about the same size as Jenkins.
Just about.
And I'd say our killer stands well over 6 feet tall.
Why?
Because the bullet passed through the body on a downward angle.
Well over 6 feet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few people in town answer that description. People are getting into a little trouble every now and then.
Round him up. I want to see him in my office.
Likely.
You feel all right now, Miss...
Mrs. Curtis. Yes, thank you, much better.
Mrs. Curtis, your husband, is he with you?
My husband died 3 months ago. I'm on my way to visit my sister Lillian in Los Angeles. But in this heat, I've been taking the journey in easy stages.
And you're staying at the American Hotel?
Oh, no, the Grand.
Well, then you were visiting somebody at the American?
Oh, no, I don't know anyone in Tombstone, Sheriff. I was just out walking.
In this heat, ma'am?
Well, I felt so cooped up these last few weeks in stages and hotels that I just felt like the walls were closing in on.
Miss Curtis, can you tell us anything about the killing? Perhaps describe the man who fired the shot?
Oh, I wish I could, Sheriff. I was just out walking and I felt faint and I walked into the American Hotel and I heard a shot and I fainted and that's all I can remember.
Then you didn't see the man who fired the shot?
No, I didn't see anyone but the clerk.
And that was when you fainted?
Oh, yes, Sheriff, I told you that.
Oh, yes, ma'am, but I thought maybe you might have made a mistake. You see, we found you outside on the boardwalk in front of the hotel.
Well, I must have stumbled out into the street. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Mrs. Curtis. We'll talk a little bit later, perhaps tonight when it's cooler. 8 o'clock in my office.
Badge or no badge, Hollister, I'm not going to stand for this. I'm accused of murder.
I haven't accused you yet.
I ain't going to take it. You're going to have to gun me down, Sheriff.
I don't want to have to gun you down, but I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them.
Told you were drinking too fast for a hot day, Whitcomb. You're bound to get into trouble.
Trouble? The sheriff's trying to fit me for a rope.
Sam, when was the last time you saw him?
When your deputy here pulled him out of the Alhambra.
And how long had he been there?
Since it opened.
Are you sure?
Sheriff, it's a hot day. Too hot to lie.
All right. You.
I need something to wash away this crummy taste.
That kind of washing gives you an awful lot of trouble, Whitcomb. You better take it easy.
I didn't invent the stuff. I only sell it.
What about ours?
Let's talk.
I'm thirsty.
You were the first person that saw Lola Curtis.
No, I wasn't. Jenkins' killer saw her before I did.
All right.
Me and Fred here was sitting over at the Oriental for a couple of hours. My clothes were getting kind of sticky with the heat, so I decided to go out and walk around. That's when I heard the shot, found her stretched out in the walk.
You were in the Oriental for a couple of hours and didn't leave? Not even once?
That's right.
Who saw you?
Everybody was there. Why don't you ask them?
I will.
You heard the bartender. It's too hot to lie, Sheriff.
Clay, you have a minute?
What is it?
The out-of-town papers just came in. I found something.
You can go now. We'll talk a little bit later. But don't either one of you leave town. An unknown killer roaming the streets of Houston during the midday heat shot and killed the Wells Fargo office manager.
Same thing in Kansas City, El Paso, and Dodge. Different locations, same crime. In some places, the killer struck more than once.
And look at the dates. This killer, whoever he is headed straight for us.
And now I understand he's here. Fortunately for you, I am also.
Suppose you tell us about our good fortune.
Metcalf is the name, Douglas Metcalf.
And the business, Mr. Metcalf?
The Siesta Killer is my business, Sheriff. I'm an investigator for the Great Southwestern Insurance Company.
Insurance?
Yes. So far, he's hit 5 of the establishments we cover. Our company stands to lose some $27,000. And I stand to lose my job also. So you see, I have quite an incentive.
Yeah, so do I.
Shall we pool our forces for our mutual benefit?
Your credentials, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. What can you tell us about this killer?
Oddly enough, very little, in spite of the fact that I followed his trail here from Houston. He's tall, very elusive. No one has ever seen him. And as far as I can judge, he works alone. However, there is one more point. He not only kills for money, but for the sheer pleasure of killing.
Hold on, what do you base that?
Well, most of the murders were unnecessary. Most of the victims were elderly men. Our killer could have accomplished his end by a mere clout on the head, not a bullet.
That's true, Clay. Look at Jenkins.
Jenkins?
Yeah, Mark Jenkins, the clerk at the American Hotel.
If I may, Sheriff, my advice is that you check out every tall stranger in town and any alibi they may have, no matter how convincing they appear.
What about those 2 who were in your office a couple of minutes ago?
Adam Craig and Fred Bates?
How long have they been here?
Just a couple of days. Mr. Metcalf?
I know this man, Sheriff. At least I've seen him before. Houston, wasn't it?
I've never been there. And I've never seen you before either, mister. Now get out of here.
I know it was Houston, Sheriff.
I said get out.
I could testify to it. Yes, indeed. I think at last we found our man.
You didn't have to shoot him. I was standing right next to him.
One of the rules for ripe old age is not to depend on others, not even sheriffs. When a man draws on me, I shoot first. And I might add, I think I've reached the end of my search.
Well, it's too bad we never had a chance to question him. We'll never know for sure now. You, get the coroner. Now, Craig, how long have you known him?
I just met him yesterday. We're staying at the same hotel.
Which one?
The American.
Let's take a walk over to my office.
Blazing hot afternoon of August 16, 1881.
Another empty cash register.
You smell that? Kind of a heavy scent.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Bates is dead, and Craig was with us when it happened. Looks like we've run out of suspects.
Ah, I knew I'd seen him before.
Fred Bailey, wanted for bank robbery in Houston.
As I told you, Sheriff, I never forget a face.
Clay, I just spoke to old man Fennedy. He was in Hafford's saloon opposite the Occidental. He says he heard the shot and looked out the window, but no one came out of that hotel.
The American and the Occidental. 2 hotels, 2 dead bodies, and 2 empty cash drawers in 3 hours. That's quite a day's work.
The question is it enough for him?
Maybe not. Most of the newspaper stories give him a 2-day operation. Houston, El Paso, Dodge.
There's only one way we can't play it.
How's that?
We'll try again. Notice. 2 different hotels, 2 different blocks. And nobody's seen the killer enter or leave.
Each of those hotels has a side entrance.
Yeah. It has to be somebody who knows Tombstone, knows the back alleys. Somebody who's been here more than just a couple of days.
Look, gentlemen, our killer is moving in a southerly direction. First the American Hotel, then the Occidental Hotel. It's my guess that he'll hit this block next, the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Is that a rear entrance?
Yep.
Well, your town is waking up, so I doubt whether he'll try any more today.
And we'll be ready for him if he tries again tomorrow. Gentlemen, let's keep this just to ourselves.
Naturally. Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I think I'll go soak in a tub.
Did you notice?
What?
In all this heat, his collar isn't even wilted. Now, that's what I call a real cool customer.
Yeah.
Clay, maybe the killer has already left.
No. Somehow I just don't think he has. Well, folks, thank you very much. And if no one has anything to add to what's already been said, I suggest we break this up.
Would you care to join me for dinner, Miss Curtis? One of the features of Tombstone is the plum pudding of the Cosmopolitan, a specialty of the house.
I couldn't, thank you.
It'll give you strength to battle the heat.
No, I just couldn't really. I keep hearing that shot and seeing that poor man fall. I must confess, gentlemen, I'll be glad to be leaving Tombstone.
Well, you're leaving town, Miss Curtis?
Yes, I'm taking the afternoon stage tomorrow at 5.
Well, a word of advice, if you don't mind. Don't leave your hotel room tomorrow until you're ready to check out.
I think I've learned my lesson. Thank you.
Well, if you don't mind, I think I'd better just see you to your hotel room.
Good night.
Good night.
Sheriff, I'd like to stake out the Cosmopolitan with you tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Metcalf, on one condition.
Oh? What's that?
That you don't wear a gun. I want to take the Siesta Killer alive, if possible.
Agreed.
All right. I'll meet you in the hotel lobby around noon.
Fine, thank you. Good night, Sheriff.
Thank you, Mr. Clyburn. Good night.
It was my pleasure, Miss Curtis.
You made a conquest, my dear. The editor likes you.
There's a stage leaving in the morning. Let's take it.
But, Lola, dear, we haven't completed our business.
Well, I'm sick of our business. I'm sick of killing tired little old men. We've had enough.
Money, yes. But I get a lot more out of it. Douglas. Little Douglas. Big men patting me on the head. When they walk, they stretch their legs. I'm like a ridiculous popinjay trying to keep up with them. Mocking me, always mocking
You've
me.
had revenge and pleasure.
My dear, the siesta killer is a tall man. Well over 6 feet tall. No one ever thinks of a murderer as a little man or a beautiful woman.
I've had enough.
Well, I haven't. You've evidently forgotten our little arrangement, my dear. You wanted money, plenty of it. And I wanted... Now, I've convinced Clay Hollister that the siesta killer's next target is the Cosmopolitan. But you will be where?
The Arcade Hotel.
You will leave this hotel exactly at 12 o'clock, noon. And you will exit by the rear door, and you will go to the arcade through the side entrance. You will follow the usual instructions. Is that clear, my dear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Pleasant dreams, my dear.
The morning of August 17, 1881. The mercury had already climbed above 90. You sure you have enough deputies staked out?
Never have enough. Quint, you better get going. Right, Quint. What do you think you're doing?
Not enough deputies.
Oh, you stay here. Somebody's got to mind the store.
The desk clerk was most happy to have the day off.
You're unarmed?
Well, you said no guns. That'll do nicely for both of us. Now, from here, you can see both the front entrance and the side entrance. You know, I'm beginning to enjoy this.
Jenkins didn't. Neither did Jim Patches.
Well, in the large scheme of things, they're unimportant. What really matters is the capture of this diabolically clever killer, the siesta killer. He's eluded me for 2 months. But now, here we are, waiting for him.
Is this the closest you've ever gotten to him?
Yes.
When was the last time that you crossed paths?
Dodge?
And what happened?
I missed him by 2 days.
Quint, I want you to hold down the desk here. Mr. Metcalf and I are going over to the arcade.
The arcade?
That's right.
But why?
Come on.
While we're here following some stupid hunch of yours, the siesta killer is most likely in the lobby of the Cosmopolitan.
Drop the gun, Miss Curtis.
You're on, Sheriff. Turn around slowly. Drop it.
Drop your gun behind the desk.
did you suspect Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis in the first place, Clay?
This? You remember there was a heavy scent of some kind near Jim Patch's body when we found him? I noticed the same thing last night on both Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis.
From that, you surmise there could be some connection.
Mm-hmm, that and a few other things. And I knew that there was only one safe place left for the siesta killer to hit. That is, if Miss Curtis were working with Metcalf. You remember she said last night that she wasn't going to leave her room today? So, since she couldn't go too far and risk being seen, it had to be the Arcade Hotel, just a few doors down from where she was staying.
Well, thanks, Clay.
For what?
You've just given me my headline. Death has a lavender scent.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone